All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Mastering Marketing. My name is Ben Sturtevant. I am the Chief Operating and Chief Marketing Officer with Elite CEOs, and we are here every Tuesday, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time to help you get better at marketing. If you don't know who Elite CEOs is, you can go to eliteceos.com and you can learn about how we might be able to help you grow your business online. Today, we're going to be talking about email marketing. If you've been on any of the Mastering Marketing before, we may have covered this in the past, but it is absolutely crucial that we go over this again. And what I'm going to be doing is, my goal here is to try to help you end up in people's inboxes. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. There is an epidemic going on in the marketing world. If you're trying to grow a business online, you are literally fighting an uphill battle. Okay. The email providers are getting stricter and stricter and stricter. They're creating new ways to filter you out. And it's a constant game of trying not to trick the system, but to have the system learn who you are and, more importantly, how you can work together well. Okay. And that's my goal today, is to help you get better at email marketing so that you're doing it right. And I have audited thousands of clients over the last few years, and these are people using ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft, MailChimp, you name it. All the major email providers, email CRMs in the world, 100% of them, when I opt into their funnels, 100% of them go to my spam filter. Okay. I subscribe to some of the biggest marketers, digital marketers, businesses. 100% of them go to my spam. And there's a reason for that. The email providers are trying to keep you out of their inbox. They want their customers to have a good experience. So they're going to limit your ability to put your message in front of them, especially if your email looks like, smells like spam or a promotion, a business promotion. So what that means is you've got to take some steps to make sure that, number one, the email providers get to know you, and number two, they get to trust you. Okay, so I'm going to take you through some steps to do this right. Now, if you've been sending email out of a specific system for a long time, then you're likely SOL. Okay, there's probably not a lot that you can do about it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try to use good email practices. You certainly should, but you may end up just having to start fresh at some point. Now, if you're getting great email deliverability and, more importantly, opening clicks, then you've got nothing to worry about. And what is great deliverability? Well, deliverability, you should be over 95%, but that really isn't the important thing. The important thing is clicks. If you're getting less than 30% of the people clicking on your emails, or clicking on things inside of your emails, most likely you're not in their inbox. So there's some steps that you want to take. I'm going to treat it as if you're starting out in a brand new CRM, and you want to make sure that you get off to a great start and you end up in people's inboxes. The first thing that you need to do is you're going to need to warm up your system. Okay. And this is going to include, having what I call a seasoned domain, okay, that you're sending from. So I would never send from a CRM system like ActiveCampaign or our system, Elite 360. If you haven't looked at Elite 360 before, you can. It's a full CRM funnel builder, course hosting, unlimited funnels, unlimited domains, unlimited contacts. You can send email from it. You can send text messages from it. You can do voicemail drops from it. That's our system. So I would never send an email from a Gmail address or a Hotmail address. You want to have your own professional, like mine is at eliteceos.com. Preferably, you've got a domain here that has been around a long time. That's what I mean about seasoned domain. That's the first thing that is going to be checked. Okay. The second thing that you want to do is you want to ensure, or you want to, start slow. Okay. Is what I'm getting at. Start slow. Maybe have, 10 to 15 contacts, close friends, people that you trust, team members, people who work for you, could be anyone, but people that you can say, hey, I need a favor. I'm starting, I'm getting my business system set up and I need to warm up my email system. Can you do me a favor? Can you reply to this email? So you're going to ask them to, obviously open it. They're probably going to have to move it to the inbox. So we're going to move to inbox. You want them to mark it as important. And then you want them to click. And then you click a link inside the email. And then you want them to reply. Preferably you're doing this. Now you can do this yourself, okay? But it works even better if you're doing it with other email providers. But if you can do Gmail, Hotmail, iCloud, many different email providers that you can think of, or that you have, if you have contacts of, the better. Okay, so you're going to start slow, and you're going to do this for probably, I'm going to give it 7 to 10 days, and send an email every day, and have them open and do those things. Open, move to the inbox, mark as important, click on a link, and reply. Okay, 7 to 10 days. What you never want to do when you're starting a new email system is to upload a bunch of contacts that you had in your previous CRM and then just magically start blasting emails to them. Big mistake, huge. If you are moving to a new CRM, what I always recommend that you do is clean the list first. Number one, from your email provider. Like we're moving away from ActiveCampaign. So before we upload all of our leads to Elite 360, what we're going to do is we're going to scrub that list. So first of all, we're not going to bring over people who have unsubscribed previously. Hopefully you understand how big of a mistake that is, because it immediately, if they've unsubscribed over in a different system and now all of a sudden you're emailing them again, they're going to hit the spam complaint. And the more spam complaints you get, you're just ruining your sending reputation. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what you're trying to do here. You're trying to develop a good reputation with the email providers so that they will put your emails in their inbox. You become a trusted sender. The way to become a trusted sender is just getting people to interact with your emails. That's why we're asking them to do all of these things, because it brings attention to the email provider. Say, hey, this person's getting a lot of interaction. Let's make sure that we send. Let's make sure that we allow them to send emails to our users. The second thing, the second reason why you don't want to just massively, put a massive list in and then just blast out emails to them is because it puts an influx into the provider. So what I would recommend you do is, if you are moving or migrating over to a new system, is I would create a lead magnet in your new system that you're going to have people opt into. And then from your old system, you do the email blast there. So you do old system blast. That way, if there's any spam complaints or anything, it doesn't happen on your new system. And you send it to the new system opt-in. Okay? So, if you're on ActiveCampaign and you're going to MailChimp, or you're on ActiveCampaign and you're going to Elite 360, or you're on MailChimp and you're going to Elite 360, set up an opt-in page, an opt-in form that's on the Elite 360, for example, and then your old system on an ActiveCampaign, let's say you do a blast. And we're doing that right now as we're migrating all of our stuff over to Elite 360. We're setting up lead magnets, challenges. We're doing multiple things to get our list to come over and voluntarily opt in. Now, we're doing that after we've done the warm-up. We've already done the warm-up. I cannot stress that enough. You want to make sure you do the warm-up first, okay? The third thing that we're doing is what I call drip mode. Okay, inside of our system, we have the ability to send out an email, and most email CRMs should have this. You should send out drip mode. Even if you've got, I'd say if you've got more than 500 contacts, you should do this. With 500 contacts, I would space it out, maybe send 10 emails every 10 seconds or 30 seconds, or maybe even a minute. Space it out even more. And you want to work slowly at first, okay? And then what you're going to do as you start to grow your email list, if you're on a bigger one, like we have hundreds of thousands of people on our list, you really want to segment that out. Make sure that you're not massively emailing everybody right away. Start slowly and drip slowly, right? So if you've got 10,000 on your contact list, for example, I would send out maybe 300 to 500, maybe even 100. I would start there. Do 100 like every 30 seconds and drip it out over a period of time, because what that will do is give you time to, the email providers don't say, whoa, what is this person doing, right? You don't want it to be like a fire hose where you're just blasting all these email providers, okay? And then from here, the next step is, good email practices. So let's talk about that for a minute. What does good email practices mean? Number one, you don't want to have emails that look like websites or brochures, at least not right away, okay? Especially on the first touch. Once someone comes in and they've received emails from you, like let's say they got a course from you and they've gotten a few, of your marketing emails, they've opened them, they've replied, they've clicked on things, they've logged in. Now they're a client. Now what you can do is you can bring them, you can send them, a little bit fancier HTML emails. So good email practices start with not a lot of images. You don't want to have a ton of links. If preferably that first email should really be very bare bones, look very basic, very few images at all. Maybe just in your signature, just have a picture of yourself and a link to grab their lead magnet. Inside of Elite 360, we send a text message, not to deliver the lead magnet, but more than anything to call attention to email. And this is a great email practice to get used to, because using tools like texting can help your open rates on your email. Texting has a 97% open rate, whatever it is. It's ridiculous. I mean, think about it. When you get a text, you usually open it, okay? So that's what we use to draw attention to the email. And the text specifically says, hey, thanks for grabbing such and such lead magnet. Make sure you check your spam or bulk folder for your login details, right? Logins are great because they require people to click, right? Another great thing is asking for people to reply. Hey, make sure you reply to this email in order for us to verify that you want to receive email, or you're a legitimate person or something like that. Okay, so using text message to draw attention to the email, that's one thing you can do. Not a lot of images in that initial email, probably the initial 3 to 5. All right. As few links as possible. If you've just got a bunch of links, and then of course you want to make sure that you stay away from spammy language. Okay. Spammy language are things like, hey, get rich, make money fast, lose weight now, I'm going to show you how to shred 30 pounds with no effort, I would do a Google search for spammy language. In fact, there are spam filters out there, or spam checkers, that you can just do a Google search for spam checker. And if you put the copy of the email that you're going to send in that spam checker, it'll tell you what your score is, and you'll see how bad it can be. Here's my recommendation. Send the key email copy that you're sending, like you would have a conversation with someone. So if you read it out loud and it sounds spammy to you, don't use it. More than anything, what you want is people to get a good experience from your email. So the initial one is most likely going to be a lead magnet. All right. That's why we talked about, creating a lead magnet, something that's going to attract them and get them to click. Powerful. All right. That's going to help your open rates right away. A lot of people say, well, hey, I didn't get it. Well, that's because it's in their spam filter. And again, guys, let me be very clear. No matter how many steps you take to warm up your system, you're still going to end up in people's spam filters. That's the way that email marketing works. So like I said, I was talking with somebody the other day, American Express that I subscribe to ends up in my spam filter. They're one of the biggest companies in the world. Why would they be in my spam? Well, because Gmail knows that they're a business. All right. Their emails are very, image heavy, right? Lots and lots of images. So they automatically just put them in my spam folder. And it is what it is. But again, some of the biggest marketers that are around, that are using, HubSpot, Infusionsoft, right, Salesforce, they're using these massive, technology systems to send their emails. They all end up in my spam. All right, every one of them. Even though I've opted into their systems, I've gone on their opt-in page and I've opted in, and they end up in my spam. That's just email marketing. But getting out of that is really powerful, and that's what today was about. It's about giving yourself the best chance you can to get out of it. And by doing these things, by warming up your system, by starting slow, by getting people to open, move the inbox, mark as important, click, reply, by creating a powerful lead magnet and drawing attention to it with a text message, say, hey, check your spam folder. Even on your confirmation page when people enroll, make sure you say, hey, check your spam filter for your login. People are always going to miss it. They won't check it. We get people all the time. We get thousands and thousands of leads that are opting into our lead magnets every day or every month, and never fails. Regardless if we put it, we say it on the confirmation page, we say it in an email, we say it in a text. People will say, hey, I didn't get your login, didn't get my login details. It's because it's in their spam folder and they don't know how to check it, or they don't see it in there for whatever reason. Okay, so those are my tips for you. Went a little bit longer than I normally do, but hopefully that will help you get some good email results. If you have questions, type them in down below. We'll do our best to answer them. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.